Internet? It is the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Plane. So as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So let's get to it. Pros. It stars Gerard Butler. You probably know who he is. I mean, it's King Leonidas himself. Yeah, he's been quite a lot of stuff. I mean, the first I'd argue his big breakout role was 300, like with no question. But he's been some stuff before that. But yeah, 300 was his first. I guess there was the Phantom of the Opera movie that no one likes to talk about, but yeah, definitely 300 was. So I guess the public labels that as his first big movie. Then he's had some hits after that. The Ugly Truth, Law Abiding Citizen, The Bounty Hunter. I don't count the How to Train Your Dragon movies because those were animated. It was kind of less reliant on him. The Fallen trilogy. There was like Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and then Angel Has Fallen. Den of Thieves, which I think did fine. I'm pretty sure it did. Can't comment on Greenland because that had a really wonky release due to COVID. But yeah, he's had some hits. Definitely had some hits. So he definitely has his fans. And I imagine those fans are gonna show up to see this, like to see his next movie playing. Like I have no doubt about that. And then we got Mike Coulter, who you definitely recognize as Luke Cage in like the Netflix Marvel shows. Well, they're now on Disney Plus, so yeah, that's like his big, breakthrough role. So we got two recognizable names here. Well, Gerard Butler more than Mike Coulter, but he's still two recognizable faces. Let's say that two recognizable faces, which I always say is never a bad thing. So yeah, I'd say these two in the movie is a pro. I don't know how. I don't know how they're. I cannot talk. I'm doing this way too late, but not sure how much their appearance is gonna like influence ticket sales. But I imagine most people are gonna watch the movie because of them. So I'm gonna label them as a pro. Another pro is that its reviews are pretty good, like way better than average for January, because January has a really shitty reputation. Obviously, is a reason why it's called a dump month. But reviews are like 73%, which is pretty solid. Its audience score is also very high. It's at 95%. Although its cinema score is only like I think a B plus last I checked. I only checked like a few minutes ago. Let me see. Yeah, B plus, which isn't bad. That's pretty standard. So yeah, word of mouth is a non-issue. Critically, audience-wise, it's all good. So that's a pro. Another pro is that we haven't had a real big action movie in the marketplace since, well, I guess there's Avatar 2. But I guess Avatar 2 is a bit more broad of its audience. Like, this is obviously aimed more, pretty much exclusively to guys. So, I think the last one we really had was Violent Night. That was like way back in December. So, it's been a little while since we've had a movie like this. And yeah, and I know movies like these, there's like someone kind of call them a dime a dozen which is kind of a fact because so many of these movies released. I mean, there's like all the Liam Neeson movies. Don't even get me started on them. But yeah, sometimes these movies can do well. They just have to have like the right premise and everything and the right actor. And if it works, it works. So, but yeah, I think lack of direct competition, because Violent Night is pretty much out of theaters at this point. So lack of direct competition, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna label that as a pro. I mean, sure, there's a lot of movies coming out this weekend, but this is really the only one of its kind. This when it comes to the movies, so I don't think competition is too bad. So yeah, competition not being a major problem, I'm gonna label that as a pro. Um, I guess this movie's had like a decent push, marketing wise. It hasn't been like super big. It's not like they spent all their money on marketing, but they've spent some money. Like I know you've definitely seen the trailer be attached to like a number of movies. I'm pretty sure it was attached to Avatar too. I'm not. I think. I'm not too sure. No, I think it was attached to Meg 3 again too. It was attached to several movies. But yeah, the advertising is definitely there. So that's obviously a pro. That's what you want. You don't want your movie to have no marketing, because if you do that, your movie's gonna go nowhere. So yeah, it's pro. What else can I say? I think that's it. Okay, cons. All right, Gerard Butler. I mean, he's had some hits, but boy, he's had some stinkers. He's made some bad choices when it comes to movies. There's Cop Shop that really did not do well back in 2021. Hunter Killer didn't do well either. Geostorm was a catastrophe, as was Gods of Egypt. Oh my god, Gods of Egypt. That's a movie I never want to remember ever. That was just miserable watching that. And yes, I did watch it. I watched it in theaters. Okay. All right. I did. No joke. And it was probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had in a theater. Oh, movie 43. Oh my god. No. Why? I forgot about that too. He was like one of like 30 people in the movie, so it's not a big deal. I think it was like a leprechaun in the movie. I think. Why don't I even why do I even save any memories from movie 43? Why they Let's move on. There's Playing for Keeps and Chasing Mavericks. Like Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, both of those bombed pretty badly. Gamer, that was a really weird movie that I watched. It didn't do well. So yeah, like most actors, you're gonna have your hits and you're gonna have your misses, and Gerard Butler, he certainly had his misses. So that's a con, definitely. Um, I guess another con is that a movie like this, I mean, they can do well, but I don't know. Like a lot of them, just they don't really feel theatrical in the slightest. Like you can literally put all of these on Netflix and no one would, or Amazon Prime Video, and no one would notice. No one would even question it. They would just expect it to be there. And it doesn't help that a lot of Liam Neeson's recent movies have done pretty bad even now. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. That's a big problem. So yeah, and it doesn't help this movie has like the most generic name ever. Like Plane. Like you gotta wonder how long it took them to come up with that name. It's like instead of Speed, it's like naming it Bus. Like why would you do that? At least like, well, I guess one could argue Speed is a pretty generic name, but still better than this. Still better than this Plane. Like, well, they can't name it Flight because there's already a movie called Flight with Denzel Washington. Can't name it after that, but Plane. I'm just like, wow, that's okay. Enough of me ragging on the title here, but yeah, this kind of feeling like a dime a dozen type movie. I don't think it's gonna help it too much. Again, they can do well, but sometimes they really don't. So who knows? But I'm gonna label that as a con. And its Thursday previews were meh, real meh, only 625,000. It was beaten by A Man Called Otto, which is not a great sign. Although Den of Thebes, I don't even know what that, how did that even do? That opened like 15 million. Did that even have Thursday previews? Let me see. Okay, it did. 950,000. Okay, that's really not good. um, Ambulance. I forgot about that one. I guess that's definitely more comparable than Den of Thieves. So Ambulance. How did that do Thursday night preview wise? Oh god, it did worse than that. Not by much, but it did worse than Ambulance, and that was a complete flop. So and it kind of has the same problem with this, where you're just like, is this theatrical? So yeah, that movie did pretty bad. So, ooh, I think there's another one that came out last year. Was it Beast with Idris Elba? I need to find it. Let's compare it to the Beast. That was $11 million. That still didn't do great. 925,000. Okay, well, seems like his Thursday previews are worse than average. And Den of Thieves came out in January, so there's really no excuse. um, yeah, Thursday previews are weak, so that's definitely a con. And I think that's it. So opening weekend, we had to do 3-day and 4-day because holiday weekend. Um, I don't see this making double digits. No chance. I'm gonna say 7 to 8 million opening weekend, 3-day, and 4-day will probably be like 8-9 million. It could reach 10, but I'm gonna go with 9 million for the 4-day, and it's total 20 plus million. I think seems reasonable. And yeah, that's it. That's it for Plane. Now for the final movie coming out this weekend, the one where I cannot pronounce to save my life, Skinamarink. That's next, and then we're done for the weekend. Yay! So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. Well, there's not a whole lot for 2023. There will be. You just gotta wait for it. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made the last few years, you can go right ahead. There's plenty to choose from there. And there's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I don't believe I covered Plane once. No, I have. Have I? Yeah, I have. Okay, I actually have covered it. I thought I didn't. I forgot I did. It was episode 167. Talked about that alongside a bunch of movies like The Flash, Women Talking, Mickey 17, Mummies, Moving On, The Blackening. All those. It was just grouped in with that. Grouped in with all those movies. So, yeah, if you want to watch that episode 167 or any other episodes I've done, go right ahead. You have plenty to choose from. Binge it all from beginning to now. I highly encourage it, so go do that. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month or time, in this case. So my 2022 recap should come out, let's say, next week. Realistically, I should have them done then. Hopefully early next week. But I'll let you know what happens. But yeah, but if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.